Hey guys, what is up? Hope everybody has been having a great week. I know it's been a while since I posted my last video. I've actually been down in North Carolina getting some long drive work in with my coach, and I've been away from the computer that I had back in Maryland. So I actually decided to get my own laptop computer, and it took a few days to get all the programs and parts I needed. But now that I have everything I need, I will be able to put out quality videos from my new laptop, and that is great because now that means I'll be able to post videos from pretty much anywhere as long as I have internet, and I won't just be relegated to courses that are in driving distance within Maryland. So I'm definitely excited about being able to go to really cool courses around the country and even around the world when this little situation with the virus abates. So that being said, let's hop into it. So this was actually a really enjoyable course that I played. It wasn't a very long course at all, but these were some of the fastest greens I've ever played. I think these were probably rolling about 12 and a half, 13 on the stimp meter, so these were lightning fast. And being my first time playing it, this was definitely a challenge on the greens, but you can see off to a great start, knocking that one in for birdie there. So nice little start to the round. By the way, that would have rolled off the green, no question about it, so I was very lucky that that hit the center of the hole. So now a little 2-iron and sound up. So just trying to pepper one down the middle. I did have the benefit of playing with a few of the members. Well, I didn't play with them, but they kind of watched me play the first couple holes, so they were helping me out a little bit here and there on what shots to hit and kind of how to try to play the course. So pretty much A1 here in terms of position off the tee. And I'm really just trying to feel out how fast I should swing this club through the ball to really make sure I land it where I want it to. Because, as I said earlier, this is a course that doesn't look too hard from the naked eye, but it can bite you really quick. And if you let your guard down for 3 or 4 minutes, you might end up with a double bogey very quickly. So, got about probably 8-9 feet left here for a birdie. And you can see one of the members on the left there, definitely keeping a close eye on my putting. Not a really good stroke, but I did get away with it. And another putt that thankfully hit the center of the cup. And I'm sure you guys can see him in that last frame. That's actually Steven Quois. He's one of my teammates at the One Stop Power Shot. And so I definitely have plans to do some kind of match with him because he's quite the stick himself. I think he played some mini tour golf and he also played college. So he's been a really good playing partner for me. We actually played Keith Hills a few days ago and he shot a 68 from the tips there. Just was really impressive. So we'll definitely be having a match at some point in the next couple days, hopefully. I think it'll be a really cool video. So we'll see how that goes. So squirted that shot out to the right a bit and caught a tree as well. So I'm leaving myself way back and let this one out a bit right and short just because I wasn't too sure how the ball would react coming out of this rough. I was still trying to get used to the different types of grass I had here. The different types of grass they have here. So just trying to size up this chip and get up and down. Steve actually hit a shot from a very similar spot, and this shot really annoyed me because I did the exact thing I was trying to avoid doing. I watched him kind of run it by pretty far, and I did it even worse. So, yeah, that wasn't very fun. But you live and you learn, I guess. And this was actually after a couple of days in a row of long drive training, so it's always interesting to see how we're able to gear it back after a couple days of swinging as fast as we can. So a bit of a pull there, so gave that shot back. You guys know I love to give shots back after I make birdies. So nothing's changed there. So on hole 4, par 3, still 1 under. A bit of a tricky shot here. Kind of have to put it in a certain spot on the green to have a good shot at birdie. So got a pitching wedge out here, and the big thing I'm trying to avoid is just not go long or left because it's very easy to do that in this course. Everything kind of slopes that way. So I was just kind of trying to guard against that a bit. So a bit of a miss here, but I missed it in the spot I wanted to. So I left it short right, and so there were definitely worse spots I could have put the ball. So now pretty straightforward chip here. It was quick though, and this was the one thing that was really difficult about Chicora was it was a really old style course, meaning it's not very long, but the shots can add up quickly around the green if you let your guard down even for a few minutes. So this is definitely a course you have to be very careful on, and I bladed that. So yeah, it started off really good. Now it's starting to not be very good. So got about probably 25, well, looks like maybe closer to 35 feet here. It's a pretty slippery putt. And keep in mind, this is our first time playing this course, so Steve and I are both trying to figure out these greens as much as we can. And so you'll see in a couple, stay tuned in a few holes, because you will see in a couple holes the most insane pin location I've ever played in my life. It was, I can't even describe it. You guys just have to see it. So stay tuned for that. So I will knock this one in for a bogey. Definitely have not been playing very well in the last 30 minutes, so looking to turn that around in this hole. So this is the fifth hole, 384 yards, trying to cut that little corner right there, and came over the top of it a little bit, and it caught a bit of a tree. As you can see, the carry was only 258, so definitely not a very good drive at all. So kind of just needs something to go right at this point, and I'm in a pretty tough spot here. As you can see, those trees were so much taller and so much closer in person. So what I'm really trying to do here is put the ball a bit more in the back of my stance, lean back a bit so I can kind of help the ball up, because my normal 8-iron trajectory would not quite get it over this tree. I didn't leave shot tracer on here because I thought you guys might like to see it without it, because you can see it pretty clearly climb that tree. So what really made this kind of a double whammy was the wind was really bad as well, as you can see with the pines right there. So really had no choice but to throw it high and just hope for the best, and turned out really good. I would have taken that shot every single time with that result right there. So pretty good second shot, getting me almost back into position for the hole. I'm just trying to make sure I put a good stroke on it, and ran it to probably about 2.5 feet. So from where I was off the tee, that was something I will take every time. A nice little tap in par. So I'm going to clean this one up. And dead center. There we go. And on to the next hole. Now I'm really going to lean on this one here pretty good. First par 5 of the day. And just trying to turn this one up the left center. You can see how the hole kind of bends a little bit. And hit it right where I wanted to there. So club speed 138.7 to 1.4 ball speed. A little heely, but still pretty solid shot in the center of the fairway. So that's all I wanted. You can see the 150 mark right there. So got about 165 left. And if you guys can take a really close look at the green, you can see where that pin is. And if that looks pretty crazy to you, you're not wrong. Just check out where this pin is when I get to the green here. So I hit a bit of a knockdown shot here, drew it in, and I hit it exactly where I was trying to hit it here. I did not even want to go at that pin, because if you miss, the one thing the members told me here is if you miss right at this green, you will walk away with probably a bogey on a par 5, even if you're there in 2. So here's the green, and I hope you guys can really tell how crazy this pin is. Just keep in mind, these greens are rolling at about a 13, and that pin was on a crown, and there's Steven there. I was talking about it being like a miniature putt-putt course, so he imitated a windmill there. I thought that was pretty funny. I was pretty much in a perfect spot here, but I was so intimidated by this putt because I was not ready for something like this, and it's such a bad putt. And I pretty much put myself in a horrible spot. The thing I should have done here in retrospect was just leave it a couple feet short of the hole and have a tap-in birdie. But now I'm just trying to get out here with a par, because if this ball is a foot right of this hole or a foot left of this hole, it pretty much will slide off the green both ways. And so I was actually pretty happy with par there from where I hit my third putt, or my third shot rather. So yeah, a bit of a disappointing par, but also given that pin location, that hole probably played almost a shot harder with that pin location. So on hole 7, little par 3, and just trying to hit another bit of a knockdown draw. I don't know why, I thought I put, for some reason the shot tracer didn't show up. I don't know why that file got messed up, but it was on the right edge of the right center of the green there. Nothing too special, the shot, the flight, just a bit of a tight draw. You can see Steve picking up his par. And so have about 15-yard chip, and one of my best shots all day, because this is where I really was able to study the hole from the back end, and from this side you can really tell how quick this is, but from my perspective it almost looked uphill. And if you're going to play Chicora, my best advice, and really any course that's kind of old-timey and short with crazy tough greens, you need to go off of what you see behind the hole more than anything. Your eyes will definitely lie to you if you just go off of what you see over the ball. So that's my best piece of advice for handling courses like this. And this was such a bad drive. The shot trace is a little off. This was even lower. I was very lucky, got through those trees, so I actually came out the other side, still in pretty good shape. So about 260 yards left here, and I can still go for this green. So definitely very fortunate considering how I hit that drive. So just trying to put it in left center of the green, play it away from the short side, and hit a pretty good shot here. Caught it pretty good. Pulled it a bit long left. Luckily, it did land pretty soft. I thought I was actually going to be a lot further away from the green than I was here. So, not a tough shot, but I do remember this being a bit intimidating because the green was a bit elevated compared to where I was, so I wasn't able to really feel super comfortable over the ball. That has been something I've been working on a lot, is my mental game. Just focusing less on the outcome and more on the process of hitting the shot. That's something I've been really trying to get back to, because when I did play my best golf, which I would consider between my junior year of high school and my freshman year of college, when I was probably a legitimate +3.5, +4, I would say the biggest difference between me now at probably a 1 or a scratch is I was just so much more mentally solid over the ball. So that's definitely something that's going to need some work, but I think it should come back over the summer. It already has started to, because I have definitely been playing better as these vlogs have gone by, so I'm happy about that. And so here's Steven taking a rip at it. I figured I'd throw in one of his drives. And so he's been a really solid competitor on the long drive tour as well. He's made several final 8s. So he was bringing it in the mid-130s too. So it was pretty cool for us to both play. So I think a match between me and him will be a lot of fun. So now me, hole 9, it's level par. Very easy hole here, pretty much straight away, drivable. This was so close to being a great shot. I pulled it a little bit, and it kind of took a rough kick left. So I had a bit more than I would have expected left. So I'm a little bit long of the pin actually here, but luckily I hit it into the range. So I had a pretty clean lie, and apparently the range is in play, which was pretty cool. So I was able to have a pretty good shot at it, but you can see I caught a little too much of the ball and flew it way too far. So it's me giving it the little hand on the hip stare there. I wasn't too happy with that. I really wanted to hit a good shot there. So now I got about probably 25 feet left here, trying to get in it under par and just make a good stroke. And unfortunately, I hit it by a little bit. Probably gave myself about 5 feet coming back. And so that's what I have left for par. And unfortunately, I didn't make a good stroke here. I left it right, so oh well. Well, 37, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time.